Hi, everyone, and welcome to our live stream today with Cassidy Williams. We're really happy that you took the time to join us. Like I said, today we are joined by Cassidy Williams, and she is a software engineer in Seattle, and she's about to start a new role as a principal developer experience engineer at Netlify. But with that, I won't gab. It's all about her and her live coding session today. So I'll turn the time over to her to get things started.
Hello, everyone. I'm so excited to be a part of this and to do this. So like you said, I'm Cassidy and I like to teach React, and I'm going to be joining Netlify next week. And so until then, I'm just streaming stuff. But I'm going to be talking to you today about implementing a global state in your application, or rather a shared state in your application, and how to go about that. So without further ado, I'm going to share my screen and start talking about it. And so what you see here is this app that we're going to be implementing. It's incredibly basic, so I'll walk through it a little bit before we actually do anything. But basically, I have this list of books that I want to read, and then this list of uncompleted books. And when I click on any of those, I'm going to open up my console really quick. When I click on any of those, it says do something. And so to show what the app is, I just have this app where it has a div holding everything inside of it, the header with the reading challenge up here, and then the two book lists. And then when I go into this book list component, it's the div has either completed or to read, depending on if the list is the completed list. And so as you can see, I have this little Boolean attribute right here. And then inside of this, I have this complete list. Basically, it just takes this list of books. It's truly just a string array. I think I have it in this constants file. It's just a string array of this list that I want to implement here. And then we have this li. So in here we have each type of book, and then when I click on each of them, it says do something. So when I click on these, we have the little do something in the console, and so I'll zoom in there in case that's too small. So that's what we have so far. What I would like to do is make it so if I click on this book, it'll go over to the completed list. And there's all kinds of fun things that we can do with this, but I'm going to keep it kind of basic so we can talk about the important aspects of sharing state and everything. And I am taking a look over at the comments. Whenever I look over to the left, that means that I'm looking at the comments, and so I'm not just like, I don't know, zoning out. But anyway, let's see. Oh, hello, Jason. Hello, Samantha. Hi, people who are coming. Redux is my ex that I keep running back to. You don't have to do that. Okay, so for those who don't know what Redux is, it's a way to manage state in an application, and it came out in 2015, 2016. Maybe even 27. No, I think it was 2016. Anyway, it came in. Oh, hey, Dom. Hey, Christina. Wow, so many fun people. So it came out, and it was kind of the way to manage state in applications. And it got the job done, but there's better ways to do it now, especially with React hooks and the context API that came out. And so what I really want to do first is kind of explain reducers just in a quick nutshell, because I think that's really the brain where everybody's just like, what the heck are reducers? And once we kind of understand reducers, then we can combine it with the context API and implement stuff in here. So let's just say we have some kind of function. Let's just say we have a function add in here, and we have add that takes in x and y, and then returns x plus y. If we do that, we can then, apply an array of variables to it. So let's just say I have an array that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Then what we could do is we can do, let's see, console.log, and then in here we'll do array.reduce add and then 0. And so if I refresh here, the number 15 is now logged. And that's kind of how this reduce function works. And I'll step through it really quick. So what happens when you have this add and then 0, the first thing that happens is it does 0 plus 1. So it takes this 0 and then adds that to 1 in the array. And then on the next invocation, it does 1 plus 2. It takes the previous invocation's value, 0 plus 1, which is 1, and then adds it to the next value in the array to make it equal to 3. And so on and so forth. The next one will be 3 plus 3 because it takes the previous invocation's value right here and then adds it to the next value in the array. And then it does 3 plus 4, or not 3 plus 4, 6. Wow, math is hard. It's still morning, right? I can use that as an excuse. So 6 plus 4 is 10, and then ultimately it will be 10 plus 5, which is 15. And so it adds all the values in the array. And so you can think of this add as kind of the dispatch function, the function that adds actions, which the actions are this array right here. And then the initial state of your application is 0. So that's kind of how reducers work in a nutshell. And oh, people want me to zoom in and increase the font size. I can do that. Quick little pause. How do I do this? Okay, I will make my font size bigger. Hopefully that's good enough, and let me know if it's not. I can do that again. Okay, so anyway, that's generally how reducers work. And so if we wanted to implement some kind of reducer in our application, we have to think, okay, we want to be able to populate that actions array. We had that array before, this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What if instead of numbers, it's actual actions that we want to do? And so I could say, let actions is equal to an array of objects, and so the state could have some type of I don't know, increase value, and then that value will be increased by 2, and then we could have some decrease value, and we can have an action of type decrease, and then we'll decrease it by 4 or something. And so if we have some kind of actions array like this, what we can do with a reducer function is we can make a function reducer, and then in here what we can say is that we want to take in the state and the action and then kind of use this reduce to apply these actions to whatever our application state is. And so that's generally, it's instead of having numbers, you have these actions. And a dispatch function that you might have seen in Redux is something that populates this actions array. And so that's generally how reducers work. Now, the second thing that I want to show you is the context API. And the context API is something where you can actually create kind of a portal of context to everything. And so let's actually talk about this application here. We have this list of books, and we want to have a list of completed books. And right now we just have this component book list to show that. And so again, we have this, if it's not the completed list, we show this book list. What I could do is if I take this out right here, I could just populate both lists with this, but what I want to do is move the book lists from one to the other. Now, typically, before the context API and before even Redux, what you would have to do is you would have to do what's called lifting state. And so I would have some kind of state variable in here, and then I could do like let some state and set some state is equal to sets or use state, whatever, to have some initial state, and then we would lift that state up to this app level. And then at this app level, we could have something where we'll have state variables where we would have a book to read list, a to read list, which is like the initial state of books. And then, oh dang, it imported something. Oh, it imported my list. Cool. And then a completed list, which is just an empty array. And then we would kind of pass it down to these different book lists. And so the state wouldn't live in the book list. It would live at this app level. And this is a very simple application, but if you think of a much more complex application where, let's just say we had tons of book lists, or we had, I don't know, we wanted to implement dark mode or something, you would have to lift state multiple times, and you would just have this kind of giant store of state that lives at the top level. And so Redux was meant to fix something like that. Now, with the context API, you can actually kind of create a portal of context where the context is shared across all the components in your application. And so I made this app context file. And in this app context file, it's very, very bare bones right now, but we're going to start implementing it. So I'm importing create context, use context, and use reducer to do this. And I have this initial state that I kind of just talked about where to read is books, which is again from that constants file right here. And then completed is going to be this empty array. And I'm going to actually go back in here and I'm going to put it back where we have that variable in there. So this is what it's going to look like. Now, what I want to do is have this initial state shared across the entire application, and then the book list just kind of reacts to it. If you'll excuse the pun. Actually, don't excuse the pun. Embrace it. I love puns. Okay, so we have this initial state. We have this app state reducer. Now, what we can do is we can create a context, and what that context will look like is a let app context equal use context. And so what this does, this is very powerful right here. What this does is it creates a context value that can be shared across our application. And so it's really, really exciting actually. And I could even share it by just doing like export and then maybe not let export const. And then now I can share this app context across my application if I wanted to. But with the power of hooks, we can implement some cool things with it. So with this app state provider, what I'm going to do is create a provider component that's attached to this context that allows us to share state. Now, when you create a context object, what that does, I'm going to return, what it does is it creates a provider object. And so I can do app context.provider like this, and then I'll put just children in here. Now, anything that I put inside of this provider can share whatever state variables, whatever variables, functions, or whatever that I pass in there. And so I could do a value in here and then
oh, you make me wanna talk back to you. Say it like that. If I hate you, then find someone new. Baby, but you know I never will. No, so I choke you down just like a pill. Oh, you make me wanna talk back to you. Say it like that. If I hate you, then find someone new. Baby, but you know I never will. No, so I choke you down just like a pill. Oh, you make me wanna talk back to you. Say it like that. If I hate you, then find someone new. Baby, but you know I never will. No, so I choke you down just like a pill. me wanna talk back to you. Say it like that. If I hate you, then find someone new. Baby, but you know I never will. No, so I choke you down just like a pill. Oh, you make me wanna talk back to you. Say it like that. If I hate you, then find someone new. Baby, but you know I never will. No, so I choke you down just like a pill. Baby, but you know I never know. So I choke you down just like a pill. Take you like a Oh, you make me wanna talk back to you. Say it like that. If I hate you, then find someone new. Baby, but you know I never will. No, so I choke you down just like a pill. Oh, you make me wanna talk back to you. Say it like that. If I hate you, then find someone new. Baby, but I never will. No, so I choke you down just like a pill. Say sorry. Oh, maybe I'll leave. Baby, but you know I never will. No, so I choke you down just like a pill. Oh yeah. say it like that. If I hate you, then find someone new. Baby, but you know I never will. No, so I choke you down just like a pill. Oh yeah. like a pill. I choke you down just like a pill. You like I choke you down just like get my fill.